Hi, my name is Andrew Larkin, and this is my video proposal for Fluent 2012. First off, a little bit about me. I am a front-end web developer with Comcast Interactive Media, where I get a chance to work with some of the highest traffic media delivery sites in the web. Specifically, I get a chance to work with some of our legacy code. So I really have the opportunity to dive into our older code and find ways to improve performance, improve readability and maintainability of our site, and also find ways of writing better unit tests for some of our older code. And this is kind of cool because I get to play the role of a digital archaeologist. Really get to see how our code has grown and evolved over time. And I also get to see some very interesting things, some interesting patterns that emerge in the way that JavaScript classes are written. So, traditional way of writing a JavaScript class. You have class wrapped in some sort of closure. You have some private functionality that's going on inside of your class that's really specific to the workings of that class. And then you have some publicly exposed methods that are going to help integrate that class with the rest of the system. And all of your private functionality, it's really challenging to write good unit tests for those methods because the methods aren't exposed to your testing framework. And as for your public methods, well, the longer a class is being used, the more integrated it is into your application, the more dependencies are created on that class. So when it comes time to go in and refactor or even remove that code, not only do you have to explicitly work with the code in front of you, the developer has to now go through the entire application and find all of the places that's being referenced. This becomes a very daunting task for a lot of developers. It makes it almost scary to go in and start changing things because you don't really know how it's going to affect the rest of the system. Now, one of the cool things about JavaScript is JavaScript has this wonderful event-driven architecture. Functions don't necessarily have to explicitly call other functions. Functions can be bound to events that can be triggered globally to have that functionality occur. And what this means is that instead of actually having a string of dependencies throughout your entire application, you can create very modular classes that don't even necessarily have to be aware of what methods are in other classes, as long as they're aware of these globally triggered events. My goal for this talk is to introduce attendees on how they can build these kind of modular systems by leveraging custom events to trigger functionality within their system. We'll talk a little bit how we can use frameworks such as jQuery or MooTools to manage how we trigger our events and control what functions get invoked when. And also we'll talk a little bit how developers can write better unit tests for their code by triggering events rather than having to publicly expose their inner methods. So that's in essence what I'd like to talk about. I'm really excited to attend Fluent this year, and I'm looking forward to being able to give this talk. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much.